This light right here is gonna affect my eyesight. I already know it. I'm not gonna be able to watch the episode. Hey guys, it's Mimi1239 here. I am here to give you guys a hashtag that was started on Instagram and Twitter by, and I'll put the picture here I guess, avamorgenstern on Instagram and Lena on Twitter, same person. So I am going to use this hashtag my GMW story to start a video, to start kind of like a trend on YouTube, but I will give her full credit. This was not my idea, but I want to start this on YouTube. This is my GMW Girl Meets World story. Here we go. Story time, I guess, but here we go. So I did not grow up in the 90s. That's first thing I want to say. I did not grow up in the 90s, but I was born in the 90s, late 90s. I'm the same age as Peyton, so you can imagine that I was born in the late 90s. I am 17 years old. I did not grow up watching Boy Meets World, and I did not grow up watching the reruns either. I started watching Boy Meets World when I was 15, turning 16. I remember it was like in February of 2014, and I knew that Girl Meets World was gonna come on because I heard about it when I used to watch Disney Channel, which was in like 2012, 2013-ish. So how I found out about Boy Meets World, back then, this was when I was in grade 10, so I started watching a lot of shows from the 80s and 90s when I was like in grade 9. I started watching Family Matters, Family Ties, Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, and I wanted to find a show that was kind of similar to Saved by the Bell. I wanted to find a show just about a kid growing up, high school and elementary and middle school and college. I wanted to find a show that was a 90s show or 80s show that had to do about growing up. Boy Meets World was the perfect show for that. So I started watching Boy Meets World. I remember watching the first episode, as I've mentioned in another video, my how I started watching Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World video. I'm gonna repeat it. I remember watching the first episode and being like, that's it. Like, I didn't know what the hype was about this show, but then I started watching more episodes, and since I knew that Girl Meets World was gonna come on, I kind of was like intrigued by the fact that this was a 90s show that was getting a spin-off. So I started watching Boy Meets World, and then when Girl Meets World came on, it actually came on like on the Watch Disney app, and since I don't have the Watch Disney app, it was illegally put on the internet, so I watched it on Watch Series. I remember there was a link to it on one of the promos of Girl Meets World, like the pilot, and I remember just clicking on it and watching it, and then I was like, this is so weird, just watching Boy Meets World and then watching Corey teach in Girl Meets World. And I remember being just so weird that he was a kid in the 90s, and just watching him 20 years later being a teacher. I thought that was so crazy, so I started watching Boy Meets World, and I got into Girl Meets World, as I already said. What I loved so much about it was the lessons and the humor of the shows, how relatable it was, especially Boy Meets World. Girl Meets World, it needed time to become what it is now. It's become such a great show. I just remember the day it premiered. I remember I was on a trip. I was on a road trip. It was summer. It was June 27th, 2014. I remember being in the hotel room because we were on a road trip, so we did have to go to a hotel with my family. Instead of watching the first episode, instead of tuning in, I decided to go to the pool instead, which I completely regret now. I wish I would have just watched the episode. I remember being like, oh my god, it's gonna premiere, and I was like, I'll go to the pool, and I went and I didn't even get in, but I just wish that I would have seen the episode. I've never watched an episode of Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World on TV before, like actually watching it on TV. I think that would be a real weird thing for me to do, but I haven't. I know people started complaining about Girl Meets World and how it wasn't the same as Boy Meets World, and it wasn't gonna ever be as good as Boy Meets World, but then it became that. So a lot of people love it. Obviously this fandom is huge, and I'm so glad to be a part of this fandom. The same year, 2014, in August actually, I binge watched the entire show of Boy Meets World. I watched it in 1 week, I think 1 week and 3 days or something like that, so a week and a half. I watched the entire show. I was like, that's the best week. That was the best thing I could have ever done, was spend just a whole week and a half watching the entire show. I loved it so much. I cried during the last episode. That was the first time I ever watched the last episode. Then I remember when I started writing fan fiction, and this is gonna get into fan fiction and writing and my history with that. So before then, I never wrote fan fiction before. Well, I actually did. I can say I did, and I thought I didn't, but I realized a couple of months ago that I actually have written fan fiction before Girl Meets World, which is kind of weird. But I never wrote fanfiction with like saying that I was gonna write fanfiction. So in August, the same time that after I finished watching all the Boy Meets World episodes, I just remember thinking, what would happen if Riley and Maya went into the past and met Corey and Sean and Topanga and everybody in Boy Meets World? It was like the best thought I could ever have. I started writing a story called 7 Years in the 90s, and it's gotten over 100,000 views, 100,000 views now. It has over 1,000 reviews. It has over 200 follows and favorites in fan fiction. Like, it's crazy. That's how I kind of got into the fandom, and I met a lot of people from there. And then I started writing a lot. I became an admin on the Girl Meets World wiki. That was another huge thing for me. And then I became a YouTuber, kind of ish. I started making Girl Meets World videos, fan-made videos for people that had fan fiction stories and requested for me to do their trailers. I made a trailer for my story and people wanted me to do some for there, so I did it. And then in October of last year, 2015, I started making review videos for Girl Meets World. Not even a year later, here I am talking to you guys like this. I started making reaction videos, predictions videos, review videos, all of that. I've gotten to know a lot of you guys, and I've gotten to know a lot of people in this fandom. A lot of us have something in common, which is a show. Sometimes it's who we ship, sometimes it's the artist Sabrina or Rowan or whoever that we like from the show, a cast member, whatever. Some of us have met each other in real life. I've never personally met someone of the fandom in real life. I have met someone on the show in real life, which was Wilfred Eric from Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World. That was a fun experience. I have gotten into some problems and all that ish with people in the fandom, not even about the fandom, just in general. And I've gotten to know some awesome people. I think you guys know who you are, basically, from this fandom, and I'm gonna say some names. Hopefully you guys are watching this, or else I wouldn't be doing this. Sasha, Alice, Joy, just to name a few. You guys are incredible. I talk to some of you guys still. I wish we could talk more. I hope one day we reconnect again. I've lost in touch with a lot of people in this fandom. I've also regained some touch with people in this fandom. But essentially, I have gotten to know a lot of people in fan fiction, on YouTube, the wiki, on Twitter, on Tumblr, Instagram, whatever. The fandom has become like a family to me. It's just a family that we're all like crazy about the same thing, and we all kind of get each other why we're crazy. Essentially, we all can fangirl about, or fanboy or fan person about the same thing, which is the show. I've read a lot of posts and stuff about why people love the show, and for me, it's about the life lessons. It's about how relatable it is. It's about how family friendly it is. It's just all that combined. That's what the show has brought to us, and there's nothing like it on TV right now. So if this show gets canceled, if the show gets canceled, that would be a real loss for us, for Disney, because you'll never get a show like this again. You'll never get this type of audience ever again. I have really high hopes that it won't get canceled, and that's how I'm gonna stick until the end. I will continue to be a loyal viewer until the end, until the show ends, until whatever happens, and I won't lose faith that the show will get picked up for a 4th season, or that it will be like moved to a different network, or that it will have more seasons. I have a lot of faith in the show and in everybody in the show, and I'm so excited to be a part of this, and I'm really proud of a lot of you guys' accomplishments and everything that you guys have done for the fandom. You guys have shown kindness, compassion, loyalty to the show and to everybody in the fandom, our community, and it's amazing. I love being a part of it. I have never been a part of something this special, so it's awesome. My forehead is really shiny. You guys are gonna see me really shiny in this video. Through this show, I have found a writer's voice, I think, a way to express what I think about the show through YouTube, and obviously you guys are part of that, and you guys see me rant and everything, and review and predict and react and everything. So if I wasn't in this fandom, I wouldn't be doing any of this. That's crazy to think about, but I wouldn't be who I am today, and I'm proud of what this show has accomplished and what we have accomplished together. What have I learned from the show? People change people, obviously. What us does for them. Forgiveness. There is no end to your horizon. Friendship. The relationship between Riley and Maya is the best thing that will ever come out of the show, and I'm glad it will be. Boy Meets World was about romance, and now Girl Meets World is about friendship, sticking together, and loyalty, and I want it to continue. I want us, the fandom, to grow together, to continue to grow together. We've grown so much since season 1, I think, to continue to be like a welcoming community. Some of you guys are really, really crazy, but if you guys weren't here, then there wouldn't be that fan base. We wouldn't have a fandom that is so savage and crazy, and I love you guys so much. You guys bring hope to the show, so continue to support it. And also for the Boy Meets World characters and cast and show, dream, try, do good. That's the best lesson I think we'll ever learn from Boy Meets World. For Girl Meets World, people change people. It should be our anthem. I got it. I don't know how else to say what I want to say. Girl Meets World has changed a lot of lives, brought us all together, all of us crazy people, and regardless of it being on Disney Channel, a lot of us love it. Different ages, different countries. I have friends in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, the States. That's amazing and so crazy. And even here in Canada as well. Polar Bear Canada, even though it's really hot. It's about us. It's about the show. Continue to support it. I will be making a petition. Sign it. Probably be below, so please sign the petition. So if you have a story, a Girl Meets World story that you want to share, you guys can do it on YouTube. Please credit the person that actually made this tag, not me. I have nothing to do with it, but I just want to bring it like to YouTube. If you want to do it as well, then please do it. Link it to me if you want. If you want me to watch it, I'll promote it as well through Twitter or through YouTube or whatever. Use the hashtag #MyGMWStory. Last thing that I want to say is one of my biggest dreams is to go to a taping of Girl Meets World in California, being able to see the cast, meet everybody, and being able to watch an episode being filmed in front of me. And that has always been my biggest dream since I started watching Girl Meets World. So if that ever happens, if season 4 happens, I will try my best to go to a taping next year. I haven't been able to do that obviously because I'm a student and I'm broke and I'm going to university, barely have any money for tuition now. So next year I will try my hardest doing anything I can just to go to a taping. It would be a real dream of mine to do that. So hopefully I can do that one day. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are having a really nice day or night or whatever time you guys are watching this. Remember to check out the petition that I have below to move it to freeform. Remember guys, there is no end to your horizon, and I'll see you guys soon, and hopefully for the next years to come. I really hope so, and I think we can do it. Hope is not for suckers. Bye guys. I've been watching a lot of Boy Meets World. I love that show now. I love all the characters. I skip a few episodes now and then, but I wish to see all of them one day. I really love that show, and I like Girl Meets World now too. I mean, it's not as good as the original, but it's really different than the other shows that are on Disney Channel right now. But I think it's living up to its potential, and I hope it improves, so the fans and won't be disappointed.